Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. I've got Stephen Little, Zero Limits Ventures, on the show with me today. Stephen, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate being back again.
I'm glad to have you here. I learn so much every time I meet with you. All right, let's talk about this point that we're going to bring up today, right or rich. Bring that out for me.
Yeah. Well, it's a saying I have that I actually use that in my internal conversations around the office and with my associates that, we get into conversations with business owners about primarily around the due diligence process. Once we've created a situation, we have an interested buyer, they've issued a letter of interest of some sort, and we're entering into due diligence. And I think I may have shared with you stories in the past how, sellers tend to get, irrational the closer that the close date comes. And they start putting up really interesting barriers and, resistance points along the way. And they don't really know they're doing it. I think it's a subconscious aversion to change or something like that, right? There's all kinds of limiting beliefs and things that are going on in their head about, they're selling their baby or, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so all these things start to pop up. And I call them right or rich moments where, I might say to somebody, hey, in order to make the next step, our buyer needs to meet with, your key managers, right? That would be a logical and appropriate thing to do if you were investing, $50 million in buying a business, right?
Yes.
And oftentimes the seller, the founder or CEO will, no, they can't do that. Then everybody know what's going on. Well, of course they'll know what's going on. They have to know what's going on at some point in time. Right? You can't spring it on them after it's done. Hey, I don't work here anymore, right? But it's just one of those things where you'd be amazed at the intensity of the debate. It's just all these things come out, and of course, what we do is work our way through what's really behind the fear and what's really going on here and so on and so forth. And we help the person sort of get past that. But along the way, I usually will at some point in time say, well, John, you can either be right or rich. I mean, it's your choice. You can, okay. So, it's an expression that we use to sort of flag for the team that circumstance, because that circumstance arrives oftentimes, many times during the last several weeks of a transaction. And, so it's sort of a code that we use internally. Hey, we've entered right or rich. Oh, no, not about this. Yeah, right or rich about this, Say, oh, wow. It's like that. So, and, it's really the truth, though, because what the seller, they're not intentionally sabotaging themselves. I really believe it's a subconscious thing, where, they just don't understand that, this is not you thinking rationally. This is you thinking irrationally. And put yourself in the buyer's shoes. If you were going to buy this company for $20 or $50 million, whatever it is, wouldn't you want to meet the management team, or wouldn't you want to?
You have to.
You have to, exactly.
You can't hide the ball on this, man.
No, exactly. So that's the expression right or rich. And I have, believe it or not, I have had sellers choose right and not rich. And, of course, the deal goes south because they won't commit to collaborating with the buyer.
Okay. All right. That's enough for that one today. I really appreciate it.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? I mean, it's really hard to believe.
Where are you going to go with that? I mean... All right.
That's why I came up with the expression, right?
I got it. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Steve.
All right.
All right, you've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. Don't forget, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.